Shit, we need sponsors. We're back. I hope that was cool. I hope you bought
shit.
all the things.
Did you really just turn it off and turn it on?
I did.
Good morning.
Hi. It's daytime. This is weird for all of us.
It is Thursday, May 26th, 2022.
Who knew there was a 5 in the morning?
Oh my god. So anyway, we're you need to check out our pregame show. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, on Facebook.
Give us $1.
Give us $1 and you'll be able to hear our pregame show. But basically, we were tired last night and decided to just do the episode this morning for a million reasons. But anyway, we don't have our Boomer this morning.
No, he's busy at work.
But we'll have him for our
Later
show
tonight,
later tonight.
our special coverage of the unraveling of the Uvalde shooting.
We will do a brief news thing, but then we will be doing discussing the Uvalde thing tonight because there's a lot of new information, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen that's come out, and we're sure that throughout the day more will make itself known. So we are going to be keeping a sharp eye on that and give you a full update of all the information we have by the time we do the show tonight.
In the meantime, Risen had a story get interesting on her.
So, all right. So part of my issue yesterday, I literally spent all
We had
day.
a plan and everything.
So Asshole sent me this article, and it
Who
really
would do such a thing?
it really like hit me at so many different angles of annoyance and frustration, and
I literally told her she couldn't shout at me about it.
and yeah, I did a little bit, but I
That's
didn't
fun.
mean to, and it wasn't at you.
No, and I get it, like, because I read that. I woke up in the morning, sitting on the couch, I was reading that, going, God damn it. How the fuck am I allowed to be this angry this soon? Like, I was just dead for hours. I was fine.
So I read this article at 7 a.m. while I'm still bleary-eyed. I'd only been up for like half an hour. And then it just... Anyway, you know what? Let's just get into this and you'll see. We're just going to talk about it as I read this. It's a Raw Story article. And I will say, Raw Story, I'm very disappointed at your clickbait bullshit. It's called Opinion. Amber Heard on trial. Johnny Depp's defamation case is radicalizing young men. It's by Amanda Marcotte.
Originally for Salon.
And it was for Salon, and it's a commentary.
And I get it. She's got to drive clicks. She's got to run engagement. I get it. We all fight the algorithm.
But the weird thing is, a majority of this article has absolutely jack shit to do.
And is good.
With the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And it's interesting, which is why I'm going to read it to you. But there are parts that make me want to tear my hair out.
It's an intellectual centipede. You can see the fucking stitches.
You'll understand my annoyance here.
This was optimized for algorithm.
If the 2020s are shaping up to be about any one thing, it's ultimately about how this was the decade in which millions of people decided no amount of evidence or rationality could ever pry them from their dumbest, most reactionary beliefs.
Yeah, this is what proves that.
True.
Not the rest of human history, which reads like a codified list of exactly that.
Fair. We see this in The Big Lie, of course, but also in the ongoing pile-up of asinine right-wing myths and hoaxes currently taking hold, like critical race theory, accusations that Disney employers are groomers, and claims that kids in schools are pooping in litter boxes.
The claims running around now that the Uvalde shooter was a trans kid.
If there's an ethos of this era, it's that you can believe whatever idiotic thing you want, so long as it's anti-woke, and of course, any effort to dislodge you from your stupid idea with knowing facts is cancel culture. See, right? So far, so good. Great.
She's at least got the artificial grievance machine identified. Intellectually, no real objections so far.
In recent weeks, the most virulent example of this has come from likely culprits Donald Trump or Florida's Republican governor cursed with permanent constipation face, Ron DeSantos.
There's an amount of snark.
I love that description. That's just brilliant. I wish I'd thought of it myself.
It's one of those, I'm torn, because I'm of the school of thought that says don't put jokes in speeches, because people will then spend the rest of the time listening for another joke. But, fine, it's certainly engaging. Part of this is my knowledge of where this goes from here.
Right.
Because I spent all of that thinking, ooh, Barnabas, cue up the sewing machine sound so I can make it mean when she gets all intellectual centipede.
No, it's the nauseating defamation trial that pits the bloated remains of what used to be a handsome and promising movie star against a long-suffering actress. First of all, describing Amber Heard as long-suffering is just asinine. She fucking took Johnny Depp for every fucking penny she could get out of him and then cried because she didn't get more. It's ridiculous. And to call Johnny Depp bloated? Like, what?
Yeah, he did not exactly go the Marlon Brando or Val Kilmer route.
If this woman had watched any of this trial, which after reading this entire article, I don't believe she did, which I have watched large portions of this trial. And have kept up with all the updates and everything. So I know what's going on in this trial, and I've watched hours of it. But just, why? I don't understand. But anyway, in the real world, as many a journalist with high tolerance for Twitter abuse has reminded us, Johnny Depp's defamation case against Amber Heard is not legitimate. Any jury that actually follows the evidence should throw the case out, as investigative journalist and podcaster Michael Hobbs recently explained on Twitter. Nobody cares. And yet, under a deluge of both right-wing media and online vitriol, the preponderous notion that Depp is in the right has taken root. It's not due to any evidence, as always shown in a British court. No, it's because Depp's toxic supporters, through sheer belligerence, have willed their false narrative into the public understanding of this case. The social media toxicity has largely been dismissed by the press, not as a backlash to #MeToo, but as celebrity worship run amok. But this story is also being driven by right-wing media figures who don't give a single hoot about Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, what I'm going to say here is that I've been watching this case, and everything she's saying is just, there's no evidence to support anything that she's saying. So the only thing I will say is that, yes, right-wingers, I'm sure, are using this to their advantage, and that doesn't whatever. So let's get into the more interesting part, which is how they are using this narrative for their own whatevers. And again, let's remember, if this Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial wasn't happening, they would have glommed onto something else, okay? There's always something for these people to focus on and whatever. So whether it was this or something else, the right-wingers would have found something to bitch about, right? As Melaine McFarland noted at Salon last month, Depp has become the celebrity poster model for Fox News hysteria over an entirely fictional war on masculinity. Last week, it was revealed that the Daily Wire, which was shaping up to be a real competitor against Fox News, has also been spending thousands of dollars in social media ads bashing Heard. Right-wing media is smart to invest this much in the false narratives defending Depp, because misogyny is the perfect way to lead young white men towards more expansive constellation of reactionary politics. Get them in the door with the story about how feminism and #MeToo have ruined women, and then hit them with the larger narrative about the Great Replacement, critical race theory, and other conspiracy theories the increasingly fascist right-wing media is using to radicalize their audience. In the wake of the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, that left 10 people dead, there's been a great deal of attention paid to the Great Replacement conspiracy theory that inspired the alleged shooter, and how it's been mainstreamed by the right-wing press. On Tucker Carlson's popular Fox News show alone, the conspiracy theory was hyped on over 400 separate episodes. For understandable reasons, the shooter was targeting black patrons of a grocery store. Most of the discussion has focused on racist paranoia driving the conspiracy theory that holds that shadowy elites are trying to replace white Christians with people of color. Now, we did a deep dive onto the Great Replacement Theory, and we explained that all to you. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. But Great Replacement is also a deeply misogynist conspiracy theory. These elites who are either Jews or progressive leaders, depending on who is telling the story, are also said to have pushed white women out of their natural roles as homemakers and into the where was I? This aspect of the conspiracy theory was on full display at the... where was I? Are also said to have pushed white women out of their natural roles as homemakers and into the workforce, leading to lower birth rates and the supposed destruction of the white race. This aspect of the conspiracy theory was on full display at the Conservative Political Action Conference held in Hungary over the weekend, in which traditional family structures and curtailing reproductive rights were held up as strategies to fight back against the mythical war on white Christians. Anti-feminism makes good bait to pull young men deeper into authoritarian and even fascist politics. Polling demonstrates that a distressingly large number of young men long for old-fashioned gender roles. A 2018 poll by Perry Udom, for instance, found that while most teenage girls wanted equality in the workplace and in the home, the majority of teenage boys preferred men to dominate the workplace while women are stuck at home caring for the family. As feminist Jessica Valencia noted in a 2020 article, male support for female equality has actually gone down in recent years. Not only are young married men still foisting the majority of domestic duties on their wives, but the percentage of men who openly long to have a housewife rose 17% in 1994 to a whopping 45% in 2014. In reaction, increasing numbers of women are turning their noses up to marriage, preferring to be single rather than be with men who don't respect them. So this is the incel movement right here. They're kind of they're aggressively doing it to themselves, and they always have been. Once you've got these guys on board with lies, painting feminism as a conspiracy against men is a short jump to convincing them feminism is also a conspiracy theory against the white race. The reason men want inequality is quite obvious, entirely selfish. Men reject gender equality because, duh, it sounds nice having a full-time unpaid servant and emotional support system at home, all for your benefit. But no one wants to believe they're a selfish jerk, especially to someone you're supposed to love, such as a real or even hypothetical wife. So a lot of men are open to narratives, however silly, about how it's feminists who are the bad guys. They long to hear that it's men who are victims of a conspiracy of selfish women who supposedly use false accusations and other shady tactics. It's not true, of course, but we live in times where facts are increasingly discarded if they cut against a will to believe. Once you've got these guys on board with lies painting feminism as a conspiracy against men, it's a short jump to convincing them feminism is also a conspiracy against the white race. She just repeated the same thing she had already said. Is that what you were talking about?
Or robots are writing these, but yeah.
Okay. The Depp Heard trial is perfect fascist agatrope, which is why right-wing media cannot get enough.
Probably agitprop, because it's... yeah.
Okay.
It's agitation propaganda.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. As anyone who has glanced at social media can attest, the trial has become an occasion for a staggering number of men to wallow in the false sense of victimization. Heard has become the scapegoat for all this male anger about women's independence and women's freedom. That it's laughably false to view Depp as the victim here clearly doesn't matter. Heard is an imperfect person, so misogynists can derail any discussion about the case with demands that Depp's detractors defend every single life choice that Heard has ever made. But mostly Depp's victim status, and therefore the victim status of men generally, can be established through the sheer power of relentless repetition, drowning out all available facts. And once those young men have bought into one self-pitying right-wing conspiracy theory, they have been softened up to accept all the rest of them. And yeah, that's the end of this article. But anyway, it's clearly a clickbait piece. Clearly this person knows nothing.
Well, and damaged by making it one, because the underpinnings of the thing, I have no idea. I don't know anything about the British court, except, good God, I wouldn't want to be tried by a British court.
No.
I think they get too offended by any bother having been caused in the first place.
Right.
So, no, I think this was optimized for clickbaitiness.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that the Amber Heard Johnny Depp bit, I think I think everything she said about, right, the social media buys and stuff.
I think that's the research she did. I think if this was written by a person, which it said it equated it to one, so we'll assume. So I think that what she did was she did a bunch of research into how the right wing is spinning the trial, and then decided that she hated it.
Bingo. And I think she, I'll have to look at her background. I doubt her background is, because I read a blurb of her thing. It's not about extremists, though. Or at least not American extremists who, I think they're glomming onto this simply because Johnny Depp's popular.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things fascists always have to do is go and stand near popular shit.
Right.
Right, and bask in reflected glory.
Right.
So, no, I think she gets lost in the making it about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't fit her point when, if you've actually watched any of the trial, you see that Amber Heard is not the poor, sad miss that
or there's something else going on for this lady, in which case, sorry, that's awkward. But
no, and I actually saw a woman who went out to support Amber Heard who has been a victim, and I feel bad for that woman because Amber Heard is not a good representation of this poor lady, but she wanted to support her because she felt bad that she's been getting so much bad press from this. And you know what? I give her respect for that. Yep. You know, I respect this lady for backing up Amber Heard, even though she's obviously...
Yes, all of us should be minding our own fucking business.
Right. Agreed.
But having decided to do the other thing...
I mean, it's sad, but honestly, I don't feel bad for Amber Heard in the least.
I don't feel bad for either of them. They're both going to be fucking gajillionaires at the end. Well,
yeah. I think that the way that this should work out is that they both walk away with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing.
But yeah.
Nobody wins. Everybody loses.
Everybody goes back to being millionaires. Everyone's fucking fine.
Exactly.
No one lost shit.
Exactly.
But
I would also say that they're not allowed to talk about each other anymore. Like, no more stories about Me Too on either side of you.
Like, well, and that's the vibe I got more from the article is I think Me Too, I don't know, I haven't, when was the last time you saw something out of them?
Some people have started pushing the Him Too
hashtag
with the Johnny Depp thing, but other than that, no.
That's all robots, it's social media.
Yeah,
I'd rather huff fucking ricin.
I'm saying that's the only thing I've seen in anything I've looked up. So
no, I think that's part of the annoyance of a big section of people is that movement seems to have stopped.
Yeah.
And hey, it got fucking Weinstein, and that was good. Like, but
Epstein.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also Al Franken and some other people. So.
But we let Cosby go.
Yep.
Like you do.
And these people want to fucking go after Matt Damon for inartfully explaining that, yes, there are absolutely degrees of sexual assault.
As someone who has been sexually assaulted, I will tell you there are fucking degrees.
Yeah. But...
Not saying that any of it's good, but you cannot compare the suffering of one to the suffering of another.
Yeah.
It's different things.
No, and it goes into more interesting places of, right, now we have to bring in the person's experience and stuff, and so...
It gets weird.
Yeah. It gets more complex, and it's fine when it's complex and it's a real human being you're sitting in a room with and you're going to have to deal with for an ongoing basis. I'm willing to get into the complexity of that.
Right.
When it's not, or in the case of this article, where it feels like they stitched together some words that were trending somewhere, or brought it up to bolster the thing, and then had a lot more feelings than she thought about it, because she made good points, and the fucking icing on the article is going to cause problems with people who would have agreed with us otherwise.
Right. No, I think that she made a huge mistake drawing in the Johnny Depp verdict, or Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, without, and attacking Johnny Depp instead of just saying this whole thing is ridiculous.
That a pox on everyone's house for watching any of this.
Exactly. And if she had come from that angle, I would have been more forgiving of it. But...
No, exactly. That we missed a chance to discuss the fact that the right wing is glomming on to shit that vaguely supports what they want, but more just shows them having opinions on mainstream stuff, because they're mainstream now. And that's bad.
But, no, so reading this article kind of kicked up a few things in my head. Incels, and the attack on women right now, the attack on LGBTQ, the attack on blacks, which has been ongoing forever. And it's just... my brain has been trying to, like, there's something here, and there's something I want to say, and I spent all day yesterday, it was like 14 hours, just mulling this over and trying to figure out what I wanted to say, and I don't know, I don't think I've found it yet, but, I wanted to read the article to you so you guys could kind of understand some of, you know, where my brain, where my brain is kind of going everywhere. And we're going to be talking about the Uvalde shooting tonight. So maybe after and tomorrow morning, I'll spend more time mulling this over. But and throughout the day, of course, as I'm researching Uvalde, because we need to talk about that in detail. Shit got crazy real quick. So hopefully by tonight.
Uvalde cops, it would have been better if he tried to make a fucking submarine out of bread.
Oh my god.
Jesus fuck, what have you done?
Yeah. No, it's not good.
Do you even know how many interviews you gave yesterday? Have you gotten that fucking list yet? Because now you're going to, because I don't believe you're going to get an honest answer to any officer who gave an interview what they said.
I'm almost, I feel like it might be fun to read some of the very early article, like one of the very early articles that came out. And then, like, one that came out last night, and then this morning.
Yeah.
So we can see the difference of how the story has changed.
Yeah.
And again, I've already read, you know, probably eight or more articles on the Uvalde shooting, and by this evening, it'll be in the dozens for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's where I intend to.
That's where today's news is going to be.
Yeah, my
unless
day's
something
research.
really unique happens in Ukraine.
So tonight we're going to do a quick cover of the news, and then we will give you kind of all the information we can gather throughout the day on this shooting, because there's so much information out there that I think breaking it down for people, and this is where it started, this is what it turned into, and this is where we're at now. Holy shit! See the problems? So
I'm entirely just thinking of horrible ways to describe chicken tenders to see if I can make Boomer vomit on the show. That's my new goal.
Oh, man. All right. So,
and it's obviously going to be something related to, I hope that it starts raining, like, torn up Russian cocks all over Ukraine.
So sorry we didn't do a show last night, but now you understand why I did not do a show last night. Because by 9 o'clock, I was like, my brain is just fried. I can't I can't figure out.
Well, and you know so much horrible shit now about the incels and their various other mirror.
Well, right, because that's where I started.
Society.
So I started researching into, incels, which led me to, alpha males and beta males and sigma males, and that
all
led
their own
to
internal nonsense.
That led to the manosphere, which is a real thing, and so it got into some weird places, and I was like, it's close, but it's not what I'm looking for.
And there's a thing I'd at least a little bit nicely like to praise dude culture for, is that at some level we have been having this discussion internally since the industrialization of the West.
Yeah.
Because providing for your family was easy when you were a farmer.
Right.
And it meant you got to spend all day talking to your kids and be like, no, don't hurt the little bug, man.
Yeah.
Someday someone's going to be bigger than you, and you're going to want them to not hurt you, and all the good stuff dudeness is. That isn't AR-15s and the garbage the nitwits want to make it.
So, I was working on this as a burn it down, about damn time to burn it all down with Risen. But as I said, like, it didn't come together the way I was hoping. Usually when I do these stories and deep dives, I have...
Get the grain of it pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have an idea, and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to write about, and that's where I start my research. Yeah. And then with the research, I grow it into a story, and it just falls together naturally and quickly. This was the first time that my brain was like, there's so much here. Where do we start?
Yeah.
So this might turn into, I might actually turn this into an ongoing series to kind of break down all the things that I want to talk about and talk about them individually. And then at the end, say, now, how do these all add up? And maybe that's where I need to go. Just focus on one thing at a time, get the story together, and then put it together and have it make sense.
A great deal of problems with a lot of this is it's entirely two-dimensional. That much more... What the internet did was automate the media's job of dividing us into ever smaller groups. Right? The internet just let you put in your own group name at the top. And so incels, cool, right? The kids that are never going to get fucked for various reasons, many of which appear to exist only in their own imaginations. But they're not willing to go out and try it, right? Before the internet, you were a weirdo loner by yourself.
And now there's vocels or volcels,
again,
which are voluntarily celibate.
Yeah, and
that's fine.
And that's
Do you know what we used to call those kids?
We talk about when they worked for Socrates and Plato?
No, I mean, like, before we started calling them voluntary incels, we called them, people who just didn't have sex until...
Oh, yeah, the asexual kids. And that's what I'm saying. 90% of that shit's bullshit. The sapus sempiens, the fucking... No, and shut up. No, goddamn, I fucking hate this about us. The most interesting thing about me is my choice of humans to fuck. Your choice of humans to fuck is exactly proportional to the previous historical sexual successes.
Do you know who's interested in who you're willing to fuck? Only the people who you're willing to fuck. Those are the only people who care about that information. Everybody else is like, cool, go do your thing. You don't need to tell me about it.
It's the Venn diagram of people who want to fuck you and people you want to fuck, and only the first half is good for you. God damn. Your sex is the least interesting thing about you. You're all fucking bad at it. God damn it.
No, and again, this is...
Hope you get a paper cut on your dick, the internet.
This is ridiculous. It really, truly is. And anyway. So, we love you all, and we will be doing a very, I'm sure, long discussion about Uvalde tonight, because there's a lot. There's a lot on the team going on
shouting
here.
about that today. Literally, every human I have talked to today was like, what the fuck? And like, oh, you all saw it too. Never mind.
I woke up to asshole saying, what did you say?
All right.
It was,
I'm sure it was nice and profound and friendly towards all of, Barnabas's creatures, great and small.
I think the first words out of your mouth were, they didn't enter for an hour, they let the children die, or something like that. And I was like, what? And I was like, cuddled with the dog, you know what I mean? Like, happiness. And then all of a sudden I was wide awake, like, the fuck did you just say to me? So, anyway, that was how I was woken up this morning.
Well, and that was, I just got to the part where they stopped parents from going in. And like, motherfucker, you can do one of two things. You can either go in and sort this problem out, or you can fucking get out of the way. Because right now you're looking a lot like shithead's blocking force.
Well, and the thing that is like, whatever, is like, if I was one of those parents, I would have been like, you, big guy, you, strong guy, you, whatever. We're going in there.
Yep.
Fucking now. You got a knife? Cool.
Right? If you talk to me again, officer, I'm going to take your shit in there with me, whether you're wearing it or not.
Officer, are you going to give me your side piece? No? Cool. You can either come in front of me or behind me, but I'm going in there.
Yeah.
Or you're going to shoot me now or arrest me now.
Yeah.
Because my child's in there and you are letting him die.
Because this guy's shooting people with Barbie guns. And it is time to get it the fuck done. Because 223 is a fucking great round to shoot humans with because it's super bad for them. On the other hand, it will not knock them down. No rifle round will. Did it knock you down to fire it? No, then it won't knock them down when they get hit by it. Don't be dumb. But
just stupid.
Nah, exactly. Well, and it wouldn't be that bad if they didn't always play it so hard the other way. We put our lives on the line every day, unless they're shooting, in which case we all kind of mill around outside until some other department shows up to do it.
Window.
Yeah, jeez, motherfuckers. Well, there's a war on cops. How the fuck would you know if there was? You'd all be gone. You'd be in Mexico and Canada providing a perimeter around the United States. Fucking
anyway. All right, so we'll again, we're going to get into this tonight because this is infuriating and also completely expected.
Yeah, that's the worst part, isn't it?
This is not a surprise. For anyone who's surprised by this, like, sorry, you're in the wrong country. I don't know what to tell you. This is not a surprise, and if it came as a surprise to you, then you obviously haven't been listening to our show. We've been telling you,
always nice to talk
time and time again, cops are not your friends. Cops are not here to be of service or to protect you, even though all their cars say it, even though all their signs say it, to serve and protect. They do neither of these things.
I am tempted to get a bunch of bumper stickers of shit my car isn't. Because then I could have like a serve and protect thing. I'm not there to do that. I'm probably there because you should have paid that money you owe to the boss, but like, baby on board? Had no babies in the car. Just me and the ghost of everyone I liked.
Fair. All right.
All two of them.
So, anyway.
The rest of the billions of you can space suck it.
As we were saying in the pregame show, we could literally talk about this for hours, but I think we're going to cut it off for now. We love you all.
I'm going to go shoot your kids on Call of Duty.
We'll see you back here later tonight on BoomerRexTonight.
Bye, Internet.